Hey everybody, it's Ron, and today I'm going to be reviewing Dune House Atreides Issue 8. We're getting really close to finishing this thing. I think there are only 4 issues left, and it's no secret from my previous reviews that I've really been enjoying it so far. I feel like this issue was the first one where the series hit a bit of a lull. Was it terrible? No, not at all. But this was probably one of my least favorites so far, mainly because it has a lot of mundane sections from the book covered here. No Harkonnens in this issue at all, just pacing-wise, I guess they couldn't fit it in. But yeah, I mean, we start out with Duncan Idaho adapting to his new life on Caladan. I like the look of the Seleucid bulls. They have just a slightly otherworldly look to them, but it's not too over the top with the design. And I like that because Dune isn't like other science fiction where there are aliens everywhere and it's not too fantastical, so this artwork still fits in really well. And like I said in one of the earliest reviews, I love the look of the arena on Caladan where Duke Paulus puts on these bullfighting shows for his people. There is a slightly ominous feeling in the beginning here because you can tell something is not right with the bulls. And if you know anything about this world, it feels like everyone is in danger and could be assassinated at any moment. The Bene Gesserit school on Wallach 9 still has some of the best establishing shots in this book. It just looks so cool, and I love how it's always dark and has almost medieval type of architecture. But it also really looks cinematic and like something Denis Villeneuve would shoot for his Dune movie. This shot comes to mind as well. It's very cinematic and I like the camera placement. Helen Moham has had some terrible things happen to her in this book, but this issue shows that she's just as ruthless as anyone else, maybe even more in some circumstances. And I did like the introduction of baby Jessica, who, if you don't know, is one of the main characters in the original Dune novel. And it was really cool to see the origin of a character I know so well from the original Frank Herbert books. The artwork continues to be really great, and I haven't shouted this out enough, but the colors by Alex Guimarães are so good and dead on for Dune in my opinion. So yeah, I've really been enjoying what he's been doing with this book. A definite highlight is the Duke Paulus bullfight. There's a really great page showing everyone's reaction at the same time, which works really well and builds the tension up in an effective way. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna do a major spoiler, but you can kind of see it coming in the actual novel version as well. And that's when Duke Paulus dies, and someone was behind it because this particular bull was purposely made to withstand his shields and usual tricks when he fights them, and they hint at it a little in some of the panels. So that's definitely going to ramp up a little bit in the last 4 issues. The part at Kynes sections are getting better and better, and this was the part I was waiting for because he finally learns that the Fremen are capable of riding worms, and there are some epic panels of the Thumper attracting a worm, and then this huge worm shoots out of the sand, and the scale is perfect. There's even a panel that reminded me of some classic Dune art by John Schoner, with a bunch of tiny Fremen next to the worms, and it's just so cool to see something that might have been influenced by that. Some loose ends get tied up with the Vernius family, and the Sardaukar soldiers look great, so I'm really excited to see more of them if they keep going with these adaptations and make a House Harkonnen as well. I'm almost finished with that novel, so that's going to be my next big Dune book review. I know not all Dune fans feel this way, but I seriously don't want anyone else besides Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson writing the Dune expanded books and comics, because this is one of those things that's still pure in my eyes, and I'll be really disappointed if they start letting other people write stories that don't have as good of a grasp on this stuff as they do. They seem to only be interested in just writing cool stories in this universe, and I hope they continue and don't let anyone else ruin it. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and thank you for watching. Hey everyone, it's Ron here with a quick announcement. When I started this channel, I was reading and reviewing the Dune books and other sci-fi related material, and most of you might not know that I'm also a musician. So when I was reading these sci-fi books, I started to get inspired and decided to make my own soundtrack to use for my videos, and now I'm excited to tell you all about the first volume in the Ron Review's original soundtrack collection. This album includes the first 17 tracks featured on my channel, and it's available now exclusively on Bandcamp. Be sure to check the description of this video for the link to the album. Thanks so much for the support so far. I know I'm just starting out, but I hope you're having as much fun as I am. So check out the original soundtrack Volume 1 on Bandcamp. This music is great if you want something moody and atmospheric to listen to while you're reading some science fiction. I think you're going to love it. Thanks.